coming on, Kayden. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to see you.
You're very welcome, and congratulations at the Young Artist Awards.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And you had a
Yeah, that
great
was
you had a great time.
I had such an amazing time. I just went there to have fun and see, and meet all the people that were there. And I was not expecting to win. So when they called my name, I was just so shocked and so grateful. And I mean, you know, it was incredible. I still can't believe it. I'm so grateful.
Right. And you were nominated, but you didn't think you were gonna win it.
No, yeah, I mean, first of all, the nomination is just that by itself is incredible. And, to have been nominated amongst amazing actors.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, hey, I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to meet new people. And, it was cool because I've seen a lot of the actors that were there on television and movies. So I was like, oh my gosh, I know you. And no, I was not expecting to win at all. No, I was
Oh
just
wow.
like, I'm just glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. I know the last time I had you on my show, you talked about a little bit about Roswell Delirium. Um, Now, can you talk more details about it since it's kind of out there more? And
Yes, I can. I still have to be a little quiet about it
Mhm.
because it's not been released yet. But Roswell Delirium, for those who don't know,
I thought it
is
was out. That's why I asked you. Sorry.
not yet. No. Roswell Delirium is an 80s sci-fi, and it stars Anthony Michael Hall, Dee Wallace, Reginald Bell Johnson, Lisa Whelchel, and some other incredible, incredible actors. And it's written by and directed by Richard Bakewell. And I play a mean girl in the film. So that was fun.
Mhm.
But it should be streaming on VOD, which is video on demand, this year. We don't have any exact dates yet, but it's been making its way through the film festival circuit, and so that's why we've had to be a little quiet. It just, I think it just went to Barcelona or is going to Barcelona to premiere, and then I actually went back in April to its premiere in Scottsdale, which was very very cool. And we had a premiere out here in Culver City at the Culver City Film
Mhm.
Festival. And yeah, it's been doing great. It's been winning tons of awards at the festivals, and we've been getting a lot of sci-fi fans. So I'm just people seem to be really liking the movie. So I'm really really glad.
I'm really glad because you get to work with Dee Wallace. She's a very well-known actress, uh,
Yes.
and you got to meet with her, of course. And how was it like meeting with her?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Dee Wallace is so incredible. She's such a powerhouse too. She knows what she wants. And I love that about her. And she's very collaborative. It's actually funny because I didn't meet her on set of Roswell Delirium because our characters had completely different scenes. Yeah. So I never got to work with her on that set, but she was actually cast in The Curse of Vandor, which is a different film, completely different because Roswell was like an 80s sci-fi and Curse of Vandor is a family-friendly
Mhm.
fantasy
Mhm.
movie, kind of like a cross between the Chronicles of Narnia and Stranger Things. And so I got to meet her on set of Curse of Vandor, and it was just so funny meeting her, like saying, "Hey, like we were both in Roswell, like but we just never got to meet, and now we get to work with each other." And so that was very cool.
Well, that's amazing. Of course, you got to work with Betty. Is That's who played Miss Deed. I say meet Betty, but it's Miss Deed Wallace,
Yes.
and of course, Roman Smith, who played Jeremiah Miss Miller.
Yes.
And then Mayday was Kylie. So, and then many more names on the list. Of course, your other upcoming project you did, if you probably may not be able to talk about, is Mama Bear.
Yes. I
And
don't want to
so,
spoil too much either, but Mama Bear.
right, but I just know the story. It's about a single mother brings teenagers to the wilderness camping, and then something happens from there. If you want to talk a little bit more, you can. If not, understand.
Yeah, actually, I'll talk a little bit. I'm always super careful because I don't want production to be like, Kayden, you shouldn't have said that. So, Mama Bear was filmed in Massachusetts last year,
Hmm.
and it's about my mom is my mom and my sister don't have the best relationship, and I'm kind of caught in the middle of it. And my mom's boyfriend suggests how about we go on a camping trip to,
Mhm.
like we could just be in nature,
Mhm.
no
Mhm.
phones. Let's settle all of this. Let's just try to get along. And, my character's very like just super nice and super sweet, just wants everyone to be happy.
Mhm.
So we go camping and everything's going great. And then the next night, well, the next morning actually,
Mhm. Mhm.
they can't find me. I'm gone. I'm
Mhm.
missing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then all these things start to unravel from there. And
Right.
it's lots of plot twist. And I don't want to go further, but that's kind of how it starts.
And when is that going to be released?
The I heard from production a few months ago, and they said that that should be released as well this year, late this year,
Okay.
and we don't have a release date yet. Yeah, it's hard because there's just so much that goes into post production and all that. So as soon as I get release dates, I will definitely let you know. I always post all my stuff on Instagram, so if you
Mhm.
guys want to just keep track, follow me on Instagram at Kayden Tokarski.
Yes, we will have to pay attention. Of course, you're in DharMann, and you had a DharMann bonus. Is that right? And you played Rachel.
I
And
did, yes,
what
that was my first one.
what can you tell everybody about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how familiar many people are with Darman, um, but I mean, as you know, Darman is a web series, and he's on YouTube, he's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and he uses his audience to put out these great positive messages. And he's just so inspiring, and I just love what he's doing. I truly do feel like he is making a difference in this world because there's so many negative things
Mhm.
that people experience, and that life can be very negative.
Right.
And I feel like if with these videos really just help put a smile on people's face, and they're
Mhm.
just great lessons, I think, for everybody, for kids, for adults. And so he just recently established a bonus page, so he has kind of like, I mean, they're pretty similar, like shorter videos. His videos have been getting longer though, which I'm like, wow, these are like featurettes or something like that. So I was really grateful when they called me to play the role of Rachel in the bonus one. That was kind of like a my it was kind of about like this poor family, like
Mhm. Mhm.
just spending time with their family, and how important that was to them. And even though they didn't have a lot, they still had each other. And
Mhm.
then I played like a rich girl, and my brother and I, had everything that we wanted except our parents, because they were always working and we were never together. And like to them, like money was more important than spending time
Mhm.
with us.
Mhm.
But then they learned in the end that family is the most important thing. So
Right.
I love that one.
100%. Family is very important. And
Oh
of
yeah.
course, you're still doing DharMann.
Yes, I am. I actually just wrapped one last Tuesday with Sean Dixon. So
And it's yeah, can you tell a little bit about it or not yet?
I can't know. I wish I could. I mean, if you guys want to see like a couple, well, I think I only have one picture of our costumes. We do theater, like we're
Mhm.
in theater
Mhm.
class together in the episode. So if you guys want to see the costumes that we got to wear, you can head over to my TikTok or Instagram to see the little dance that we did. We did the apples dance. We had to keep up with the trends.
And of course, you have upcoming projects.
Yes, yes. Curse of Vandor. We are actually shooting a sequel very, very soon called The Curse of Vandor:
Mhm.
Revenge of a Sorcerer.
And I heard Chris Vander is also going to have Miss actress Dee Wallace is going to be in there as well.
Yes, yep, she was in the first one, and she's going to be in the sequel. So we don't have dates yet for filming. So
Okay.
I think we're filming later this year or early next year. There's so much that goes into pre-production. Again, just it can be a little hectic, so I, totally understand. But I got the script, and I got to read it, and it's so good. Like the first one is amazing, but this one is like gonna blow your mind. Like it's
Hmm.
just, yeah. I read it, and I was so happy, and I know that Dee was
And
very
then
happy
where
as
is it
well.
going to be filmed at?
I'm not sure yet, but I do know that it's going to be filmed here in California,
Okay.
probably in the LA area.
And then you have other ones coming up as well. Is that correct?
I Well, as far as coming out, well, that's kind of Curse of Vandor, the sequel
Hmm.
is what I have as far as filming. But as far as movies coming out, we have Mama Bear, of course, and Roswell Delirium this year. And then late this year, or hopefully late this year, or maybe early next year, I shot a feature called Calculated Obsession, and
Hmm.
that is directed by the amazing Ryan Francis. And we shot that in Oklahoma in February. So
Hmm.
that was very cool to
And of course, you
experience.
played Lauren Swanson.
I did, yes. My character was a mathematician. She very, very brilliant. That was definitely hard I learned a little bit of calculus for the role, so that was, to try to understand
Hmm.
everything that she was saying and talking about, and to really get into her mindset. So that was definitely very difficult. But that should be coming out very soon. That one's also a thriller like Mama Bear. Very
Hmm.
different, but definitely will have you on the edge of your seats.
So I've noticed you like to be in a lot of thriller roles.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I love every genre, but I think what really I'm really drawn to is thriller and drama. I mean, my goal in this industry is to book like an A24 movie, or like a show like Ozarks on Netflix or Max, like a
Hmm.
really big drama, something that could go to the Emmys.
The Emmys and go bigger, right?
Yeah, bigger too. Yeah, I mean, bigger is better.
Yes. So I've heard in the grapevine that you're involved in an organization. And what organization are you involved?
Yes. So I have been, well, I love to give back to the community, and I'm really really big about charity. I did a I was a keynote speaker for the Walk Against Drugs in 2021, and that's not an organization, but I'm just kind of like rambling about just everything. And I was so grateful to be a part of that. That was such a great event to help teach people to say no to drugs and tobacco,
Hmm.
and vaping and smoking and things that are just not good for your body, very harmful to your body. And then I was also very grateful to be a part of the Red Cross. They did a fundraiser video a few years ago
Hmm.
that I got to
Hmm.
be a part of with a couple other amazing people. It was actually very cool. Oh my gosh, Mario Lopez was a part of the video,
Okay.
and Dr. Pimple Popper, which is a random, very random, but they had just several different people, and we were just trying to promote, giving back to the Red Cross
Right.
because
Wow,
they do
Dr.
so much.
Pimple Popper. Do you watch her, right? Do you watch her on
I
TV?
don't, I can't, I can't. You know, there's nothing wrong with watching her. Like my dad watches her. I know so many people that do. I just can't because it grosses me out. But hey, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I was not expecting, because I had taped the video for them, because
Hmm.
the whole video was to promote the Red Cross and to get people to
Right, right.
donate their time, their money, their blood. And then when I saw the video, it was like Mario Lopez, Dr. Pimple Popper, then me, and then a couple other actors and people, that like actors, singers, artists. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that was very unexpected.
So did you get to meet the Dr. Pimple Popper?
I didn't, because the video that we did was during COVID.
Hmm.
Yeah. But as far as nonprofit organizations go, um, which I mean, yes, Red Cross is as well. But I did some work for the Joyful Child Foundation,
Hmm.
and that's actually where I kind of got my start in a way in acting. So Erin Brunyon started the Joyful Child Foundation,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
she's went through something that nobody should have to experience
Hmm.
in their
Hmm.
life, and she's trying to use her experience to help keep kids safe and to
Hmm.
teach kids how to protect themselves.
Right, right.
And so we did a video back in 2019, kind of just teaching kids how to fight, and and just kind of giving words of inspiration. And I loved being on set with all the kids, and being in front of the camera. And I had already, when I was younger, I I had a love for acting already, and I asked my parents so many times, and I was like, "Please let me do this," and they're like, "No." And then we saw the casting call for the Joyful Child Foundation. I auditioned, and then I got the part, and we did it. We filmed it. I loved every second of it, and then that's kind of where it all began. And my parents were like, "We see how passionate you are, so we'll give you a little shot at this." So I'm really grateful to them for
And
that.
then here you are with so many rewards and nominations.
Oh, you're so sweet. It's just such a privilege to do what I do, and
Mhm.
it's a very hard industry. I feel like every industry is really hard. There's lots
Mhm.
of rejection. You got to have tough skin, lots of competition, which sometimes I don't understand that there's a lot of competition. I feel like people make it competitive when, I'm just competing against myself, and I'm just doing what I love.
Right, right. Back to the Young Artist Awards, you got to meet so many people like Kylie and Roman, and other names go on there. And I saw great pictures of you guys. Is how awesome to see your fellow friends win awards as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always love to support my friends, and it was just so cool watching. I saw a lot of my friends. My friend Kalia was there, and she had won an award, and I was like just cheering her on all the way.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm just, I feel like you just got to be supportive. You got to. I mean, I love to see other people, you know, doing well. Like I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. I want you to
Right,
do what
right.
you love. And and also, like, a lot of all my friends work really hard, and just to see that hard work, you know recognized is very awesome to see.
Right. And there was how many of you guys were there? There was a lot,
There
right?
was a lot of people, and a lot of people that I didn't know as well,
Mhm.
that I got to meet, and were so nice. It was just such a positive and wholesome environment, and I feel like that's how it always should be. Yeah, I mean, there was probably like hundreds and hundreds of people. There was a lot of people, and there was lots of
Mhm.
directors there. Everybody, singers, all that.
And you got to experience the red carpet and all that stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, and
it's
that's always
amazing.
super fun.
Of course, now any more new upcoming projects do you have coming this year or anything other than the ones that you mentioned?
No, I mean, not that I know of. I mean, unless it's as everyone knows, like the industry is still trying to pick up a little bit ever since
Hmm.
the strike
Since
last year.
COVID.
Yeah, and COVID too. It hasn't really been the same. I joined this industry right before COVID hit, so I never really got to experience the full, like, pilot season. Like, everyone moves out to LA for 6 months, and all of that. So I I'm just winging it, and any audition I get or any opportunity, I'm just super grateful for.
Right. And back to your nonprofit or organizations that you're involved, is there any other ones that you're interested in getting involved?
Yeah, well, I actually, one of my acting coaches, Jillian Rose Reed, shout out. She's is amazing, amazing, amazing. She she's a part of an organization, a nonprofit organization that she pretty much started, called How to Love Your Selfie. And it's Breaking the Chains Foundation. And she just invited me to MC for their youth summer How to Love Your Selfie camp, which is in September. So I'm super duper excited. I'm such a big advocate for, self love
Hmm.
and positivity, and yeah, I'm so excited and so grateful,
Right.
you to MC, and to just I experienced the camp, because I feel like, even some days, it's hard to love yourself and hard to, like,
Right.
say nice things about yourself. And there's been so many moments in my life where I'm just like, I just say negative things, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. So I feel like it will also be like a good learning experience for myself too, how to love myself.
That's amazing. And is it kind of aiming toward mental health?
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health, anxiety. Um, yeah, and I'm such a huge advocate for mental health as well. I think that's one of the most important things,
Hmm.
you know, today. Like, it's so serious, and it's like If you are somebody like watching right now that you are struggling with your mental health, like please get help. There are
Mhm.
so many people that you can talk to, and so many people that are out there to help you, that want to help you. There's always a way out, even if you're in the midst of a storm, there's always going to be a rainbow at the end of the storm.
Very true, very true. I'm also a mental health advocate as well. As yourself as a young Kayden, um, you're still young, but happy belated birthday, of course.
Thank
Eh,
you so much.
did you have a great birthday, by the way?
I did. Thank you. It was very, very relaxing, very calming. And it was, yeah, it was wonderful. It's just crazy because like a lot of like my family members and friends were like, how does it feel to be 15? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. So I'm hoping that this is, I mean, every day above ground is a great day. Every year is a
Right,
great year, but I'm hoping that this is, even better than the year before.
right. Pretty soon you can start driving.
Yes, I get my permit. I can get my permit in February. So my friend literally on my birthday sent me like a driving permit thing that I need to start working on. I guess I can do it at 15, but I can't get the learner's permit and the driving permit till
Right. Are
till
you
15.
excited?
Oh, I'm so excited. My mom, not so much. She's like, I don't want to. No, please don't leave. Yeah, I just feel like, oh my gosh, I want to drive around with my friends and
Hmm.
go places. Like obviously I'm not going to be driving in LA because I live in Orange County. And my mom was like, if we lived in LA, I would not be letting you get your license at 16 because it is very chaotic. I mean, as you know, just traffic, and I know you love traffic. So
Right, right. It doesn't
yeah,
bother me. It's a good way to
I
get.
don't. I feel like traffic always comes up in these conversations too.
Yeah, but I know it does, but it's okay to get used to traffic because
Yeah.
it tests your patience.
It does, yeah, that's actually really true. I mean, I'm not the one driving, like, I'm super grateful to my mom for driving me up to LA constantly. I don't know how she does it. I'm really grateful for all the sacrifices. My gosh, like, because that's a
Mhm,
lot.
mhm,
Because from where we are, like, it sometimes with traffic, it could be, like, 3 hours to get home.
mhm,
So, yeah, it's quite a lot. So I definitely don't want to do that when I turn 16, and not that she will let me, but I'm excited to be like driving around locally. Like,
mhm.
if I want some Starbucks, I'm gonna go Starbucks, even though I don't need Starbucks because I've spent way too much of my own money on Starbucks. you know, all the things.
Right, right. You know, what have back to the mental health, what have you noticed that is the most uh, you know, try to get ourselves better with our mental health in the entertainment industry to focus on our health. And I know because it's so busy as a young Caden, I say young Caden, but as a young person, other young actors out there, even adults, where our life gets so busy with audition, going to, going on scene, young, going to school, having sports. um, how do you, as yourself, can maintain your mental health and keep yourself, happy and not get so depressed? And what's your advice for a lot of young actors and female actors who are, trying to avoid having a mental health breakdown?
Yeah, I mean, great question. First of all, this industry is really hard, and I think something that I've like really noticed, throughout the past year is it's really hard to battle being a teenager and school and auditions and rejection and just the industry itself because a lot of people see this industry as like it's just fame and glory, it's amazing. It's not, it's really not. It's not the best industry, and it's and not to be like negative about it, it's a great industry, and I've met so many people that I love so much and have become like family, and I get to do what I love, but it's just it's so hard, and I feel like it could have such a toll on mental health and anxiety, which I've dealt with in the past, and I'm still kind of dealing with it today. I think if you feel like you know your mental health isn't the best, it's okay to take a break. I think
Mhm.
that's something that's really hard to realize as an actor is like, I don't want to take a break. Like, I don't want to miss any opportunities. But, it's, the industry is always going to be here. And, you know, if you're meant to book that role, then you're meant to book that role. Like, don't worry about losing out because I feel like as well, like, you can't function, like, not even just acting, like, you can't function if your mental health is not okay. And so, I personally have been trying to focus a lot on my mental health as well. And I feel like you don't realize too, like that you are going through a lot until like you kind of hit rock bottom, and then you're like, oh shoot, like I need to. If you feel yourself spiraling down a little bit, then I think that's when you need to talk to somebody. And I also feel like therapy is such a good thing. I feel like a lot of people don't bring awareness to therapy,
Mhm. Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's so good to just talk to somebody that's just gonna listen and you know just gonna listen to you. And it's great to vent. It's so okay to feel the feels.
Mhm.
And I know that it varies for each person, how
Right.
they cope and how they deal with mental health. But I feel like always just talk to somebody.
Mhm.
Parents are hard to talk to, I know, because they're your parents and they don't want you to be, upset or
Mhm.
anxious or having mental health problems. But I feel like talk to somebody. There's so many people out there that can
Very
help you.
true.
So yeah, I think
100%.
that's my biggest thing. Talk to somebody and don't be embarrassed by anything. Don't be
Right. And
embarrassed to
it's
do
I
therapy. Don't be embarrassed to feel the way you feel because at the end of the day, if you feel a certain way, it just kind of reminds you that you're human.
right. And it's
And
true. It's good to
what we
talk
go through.
about. Yeah, it's good to talk about your mental health and everything.
Yeah.
Um, and it's such a subject real quick is can you share a pivotal moment in your career that significantly impacted you?
Like positively or negatively or
Both. I mean,
both?
positive, of course, not
Yeah,
negative.
I was
But I'm
I
not.
was
I
thought
didn't
you
say
were going back to
both,
mental
but I switched the topic real quick. But we'll go back to
health.
the mental health. But I'm trying to make it a little happy little again. But
Okay.
yeah, positive. What can you tell everyone positive about the pivotal moment in your career as of right now?
I think the most pivotal moment was when I booked the young Julie Roberts role on Gaslit. I think that was such a, because I went into this industry like, this is something that I love, that I really just want to do. I want to make a career out of it. And I think when I booked that role, it just, because this industry can be so like, I felt like when I was younger, like I was doing it for fun, but I also was like, I don't know if this could be a career. I don't, it's very easy to lose hope and faith. And I feel like that was just a
Hmm.
reminder that, that, this is what I'm meant to do. And I know that like booking a role should not be like something that reminds you that you're meant to do this. You just have to believe in yourself. But I feel like that, gave me such a big confidence boost of, I'm doing it. I can make a career out of this. Yeah, it was a very proud moment in my life. And I'm super grateful. I'm so
Hmm.
grateful to have portrayed a younger version of someone who's so iconic. I mean, I could just it's forever a dream role.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Back to what we were talking about mental health is what is your advice for anyone who's going through mental health? You said, we should talk to somebody, and seek help. But is there any other powerful advice you would give?
Yeah, I think I feel like a lot of you know how do I say this? A lot of mental health. With mental health, I feel like a lot of it stems from social media. And so I would say limit your social media. I think get rid of social media. Like just take a break. You don't need to like delete your accounts or anything like that. Just take a break. I think it's very easy when you're on social media to self compare. And also just fill your feed with positive things.
Hmm.
People that lift you up.
Right.
People things that lift you up, not negativity, because that goes,
Hmm.
that's not good to
Right,
have
right.
a negative feed. So I think that's probably my, because I actually had to, I had to take a break like a year ago, or maybe it was a couple months ago, just like a week break off of social media. And I handed it over to my mom. I said, hey, can you just handle this for a week for me? And my mom monitors my Instagram page. So I'm really grateful for her doing that, because there's so many, interesting people that need to be blocked. Especially being a minor, it's sometimes it's very overwhelming to see some people that look at my page and their profiles and how inappropriate people can be. Um,
Hmm.
but going on, back to social media, like it's just, yeah,
Hmm.
I had to take a little break, and it actually helped a ton. Like I felt so much better. Like honestly, it's hard, because it's like you want to just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, but it will help you out so much more.
And that's true. Sometimes we do have to take a break from social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult for anybody to take a break, but we have to. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
and so people may not know you as much, but what is your favorite holiday or season?
Oh, that's really hard. I probably have to say Christmas, because I love giving to people, and so it can be a little bit of a stressful time, because there's so many things to get done. But yes, I get to see my family and my friends, which is obviously number one thing. And I love to cook for Christmas, but I love giving gifts for
That's
Christmas.
amazing. And by the way, so when you say Christmas, you can correct me, but while you were in Oklahoma, it was snowing.
Yes. And yes, okay, let me tell you, Oklahoma is weird weather, because I was there in February, so it was after Christmas, but it was literally sunny all day that I was there. And this was a day off from filming. And I was manifesting that we would have snow. And we got snow later that night at like 8 o'clock. I looked outside, and I was like, "It's snowing!" My mom and I were like screaming. It was so cool, and I was like, to experience snow like this, falling like that, because like I hadn't experienced snow in like forever, because I never go up to the mountains, or like Big Bear or Mammoth, and obviously like I feel like snow in California, it's snow, it's regular snow, but it's not like snow, like you know what I mean? So that was very cool to experience. I was like a kid in the candy shop when it started snowing.
Right. I remember you mentioned that on your Instagram.
Yeah,
Also, this crazy question, and you can correct me. You got to experience getting arrested.
I did. Yeah. So for one of the scenes in Calculated Obsession, we I don't want to spoil it, but the actual sheriff from Oklahoma, and we of course we had just we had actors playing the police, and then we had the actual sheriff came down, and the production was, had say, hey, because like in Oklahoma, productions are very close with like the mayor, the sheriff of the town, and so the sheriff came down, and he was the one who arrested one of the characters that I can't say. And so as soon as we wrapped for the night, I said, "Can you possibly arrest me?" Just real quick, like, can like I just want to experience this real quick, like, not that it's like a good experience to experience, but I was
And
like,
how was it?
it was so funny to me. I mean, it's terrible. Like, I'm obviously never going to be reality. It's not funny to get arrested, guys. Please don't get arrested. Um, but it was so funny. Like the handcuffs were very, very stainless steel. Like I've only experienced the like little kid
Hmm.
handcuffs with my brother. We used to play with when we were little kids. And so I was like, dang, these are tight. And he put me in the back car. And if you guys want to see the video, it's on my TikTok and my Instagram. And you can actually hear our amazing director yelling in the background, like, "You're going to jail, kid." And so that even added more to it. It was so funny. Such an interesting but amazing experience.
Amazing. Hopefully you come back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I would love to. I think it was so beautiful. And I was there I was there late winter, early spring, and they I was told that during fall it's like the most beautiful season. So I would love to come back, like
Mhm.
maybe in September. It's definitely very different from California, so I was not expecting everything I got to see when I was there. But very open. They use lots of brick, like a red brick there. It's very popular, and I saw a lot of cattle. Yeah, it was very cool. Very very cool.
So what do you mean by, red brick? Can you explain?
Yeah, so in Oklahoma, a lot of the buildings they're all red brick. Like they red brick is a very popular thing, at least for Oklahoma City where we were filming. Um, yeah, our producer was telling us that like most of the buildings, because I think they have like a big supply of red brick there. Like that's I don't know. I guess that's like Oklahoma's thing. I I mean I can't explain it too much, but that's as far as I know. That's what I heard.
And then, California doesn't have red bricks.
I mean, yes, yes, but like it's not like that. Like most of the buildings there are all red brick.
Right, right. Of course, I've been to LA many times, and there's not many red bricks buildings.
No, and I
So
mean maybe there is more in not in North Carolina, um, Northern California, but you never know. I don't know.
yeah, you never know. But you had so far a great year so far. Last year, this year, you went to like Oklahoma and Boston and all
Yes,
that. And how did you like Boston? I have to ask.
I loved Boston. That was probably I haven't been in New York City and I haven't been to many major cities, but Boston is one of the most beautiful cities ever. Like so clean, so gorgeous. The food was insanely good. So, like New England clam chowder, lobster rolls. I cannot have a lobster roll or a clam chowder here now because I've been spoiled in New England, in the New England Boston. So no, but it was beautiful. We filmed outside of Boston. We filmed about 60 miles in Auburn and Spencer and Worcester. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
But when we had a few days off, and so when we were able to go to Boston and experience it. It was amazing. I would definitely go back for sure.
Wow, amazing. You have a lot of places that you want to go back.
Yeah, and there's also so many places too, like that I want to visit and I want to work at. I would love to work in. I'd love
Hmm.
to work in New York City. I think that would be very cool, and Atlanta and New Mexico.
Have you been to New Mexico?
I have not. I have not been to. Actually, I haven't been to any of those three. Actually, I had a layover in Atlanta, but never really stepped outside of the airport, of course.
Oh, okay. Okay. My last question, excuse me, is you want to be a director, correct? Or you
I okay, I'll tell you. So I have a very I have I don't know. I love acting in front of the camera, but I also have such an eye for directing and being behind the
Mhm.
camera.
Mhm.
I would love to be like an actor director, maybe like a Bradley Cooper when I'm older. That would be very cool. Um, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But I'm always every time I'm on set, I'm always just constantly looking at the shots. Like, oh, I love this two shot. Maybe we can get like this shot on a steady cam. I love the dolly. I'm always asking what camera lens we're on. I'm just very interested. Um,
Mhm.
so I guess we'll see. I mean, I would. My plan is for the future, and I know things obviously, of course, change.
Right, right.
Is I want to go to college, and I want to major in business, but I want to minor in film,
Mhm.
which is a big plan. I'm going for a business degree to help me as an actor, and also I just feel like I have so many dreams and lots of things that I want to do in my life, and I feel like a business degree can help me. But obviously, still acting, and then minoring in film, I can learn how to be a director as well.
Um, the follow-up question is, do you want to direct your own film?
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. I think I would want to start like if I were to direct, I would love to uh, direct a film like first, and like not me acting in it, and then second film maybe like direct and act. I don't know how like how Bradley Cooper or like Kevin Costner does it. It's insane. But if it's they did it, anybody could. I feel like anybody could do it if you work hard and you believe in yourself.
Yes, 100%. Well, thank you for you know, coming on my show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
You need to come back more often.
Yes, I would love to. Just let me know, and
Yes,
I will definitely go on.
please do. It's been a while.
Yes, it has way too long.
Yes. So whenever the Roswell Delirium comes out and Mama Bear comes out, I would like you to talk more about it.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to. Trust me, I really want to say so much, but I'm just so concerned because I just like NDAs and I just don't want to
Right,
ruin
I
it.
totally understand.
But
Yeah.
yes, for sure, I will let you know. Yeah,
And you still have your two dogs
I do. I have my 2 dogs and a cat.
and a cat.
Yes.
Did
Mhm.
you always have a cat?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Milo is my cat, Harley, is my 2-year-old doggy, and then, my 12-year-old dog, Bella. So
Hmm.
those are my babies.
Wow, amazing.